this thing on? Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to another life-changing, life-altering installment of Tea Time with Ayek. I don't even know if that's the name of the channel anymore. Welcome. My name is Ayek. If you are new to my channel, I started this channel, oh my gosh, like 7 years ago when I moved from America to Nigeria, lived and worked there, and shared my experiences of being a repat. Because they don't call us expat if you're a citizen. So a repat. And then I shared a little bit about my experience when I moved to New York to go to film school. Now I'm no longer in New York, or I'm no longer in New York for now. So I'm sharing my day to day. We're doing something new. It's a new season. So we're gonna spend the day together. I believe that if we can spend the day together, then we can spend days together. Today's Saturday. This is the first Saturday that I've had off in a really long time. And by off, I mean just not an event or not anything going on. But let me show you a little bit of how last Saturday was, because last Saturday was a moment. It was an experience. Let's see.
I did not understand.
2, 3.
8. As the people say, clocked and 8, all of the above. If you are in a phase where you're trying to figure yourself out, figure out the call on your life, figure out how to navigate the call in your life, I'm gonna put the link below to this particular gathering. It's never just an event at the Well Church, to be honest. There's always gonna be deliverance and all the things because God is there. So please watch it. And one time for my outfit. But before we go into one time for my outfit, let me share this story time. So 2 weeks ago, I said I need to find an outfit for the gathering. Okay. I said I'm gonna pop out, I'm gonna do the thing, like very cute, like more than cutesy, as in I will just do something that I've never done before. So I went to a pop-up shop. That was my first pop-up shop in America. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna support them, but you have to call a spade a spade. I'd seen their prices and I'm like, okay, this is in my price range right now. And it was the fact that they were here, because I had always thought, well, I don't feel like ordering. I know that they deliver here, just making excuses. But I said, let me go. I was looking at the prices. I said, I know in Naira that the numbers were not numbering. It wasn't adding up. I said, this is triple the price. So I compared on the website and I observed that so a lot of the stuff they had in their inventory at the pop-up shop were sold out. So I'm like, okay, so we paid for the clothes to get here. We paid for them to get here. Like, we paid for them to rent the space. Okay, noted. So a few of my friends had messaged and they were like, oh, I'm going tomorrow because it was 2 days. And I told them, hey, just order online. Or if you want us to order together, we can order it to my house. Don't go. Unless, let me see who will be in attendance at a pop-up shop that will go to for a lot of international brands. My dear, Jesus Christ lives in me. He lives in us when we accept him. So I was gonna say, unless Jesus Christ is there, but he's here. The Holy Spirit is in me. Listen, unless I'm covering the event, like I'm shooting the pop-up shop, I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't go to a pop-up shop of some brands when they come to America, because it was just a shock. One of my friends came, she had a stack of stuff, but then she just put 2 and 2 together. She's like, you know what? I'm not doing this. So she left. So that's my little story on that outfit. So today, there's a Compass Coffee that opened up in the area that I live. Compass Coffee was my go-to place in 2023 when I would come visit the DMV. That's where I would work from. It was just always so cute. The drinks were nice. I loved that area. I loved walking during break time and stuff. So they have one. I've been putting myself on a little challenge. And that challenge is to hit 10K steps a day, because I joined this group where starting in starting like 2 weeks, we're gonna be aiming for 20K steps a day. We're starting with like 12K and then 15K, then 20K. So I really need to lock in. So go to the coffee shop, but I'm gonna park far away and walk there. if that makes sense. I'm gonna walk there, then I'm gonna see if I can get groceries, and then just come and chill. Guys, all summer, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I was doing outside chronicles. I was outside, not like in that way, but I went and did things. And I realized, you know what, sometimes some weekends are good. You just carry your book, carry your notebook, do your nice walk, listen to the word, pray, listen to music, be empowered, all the things, and then sit down, relax, come home, do laundry, just calm down, calm down, calm down. Because I go out to places. I don't like staying in the house. And I think that's what New York inspired me to do. I need to even get into the hair. Let's roll the clip of the hair. Let's look at the hair. Miss Steph just gets it. Miss Steph. Her name is Stephanie, but I call her Miss Steph out of respect. She's like not that much older than me, but you know, out of respect, I just like Miss Steph. She gets it. She's in the know. She's one of the many girlies who are in the know. Let's get dressed and let's go. Let's go. Hi, friends. So here's a little voiceover as we get ready to go on the walk and then go on the walk. Today, I want to talk about limitations. I was hanging out with my friend and we were praying, and she had asked me, what am I believing God for, or what do I see in a specific area of my life? And so I start talking, and then I kind of stop myself, and she laughs and she says, I hear God saying no more AX limitations, or don't put any of AX limitations on it. And in that moment, I realized how much I put limitations or boundaries to buffer myself from disappointment. One of the biggest battles I faced with my walk with God is trusting Him. And I'm not talking about, oh, trust God. I'm talking about like believing that I don't need to protect myself. I don't need to defend myself. I don't need to be anything other than God's child, and what that looks like in the day-to-day, like carrying out what it means to be God's child. It's been a battle. What are some limitations you're putting on yourself? What are some boundaries, quote unquote, you're putting around yourself to protect yourself when you really don't have to protect yourself? All right, guys, this is 2 hours later, 2-ish hours later. I got some stuff at Trader Joe's, and I'm gonna go to Giant and get, you know, that sweet kale crunch salad that I just discovered was a thing, like a really good thing recently. You didn't know that, but you know how they have like the pre-mixed salads? So I'm gonna get that, and then I'm just gonna do some small meal prep for the week. I got a trainer, and the setup of the program is interesting. So it's a group of us with one trainer. So they give us a workout, and then we do our own thing, and they check our form and all of the stuff. I realized that if I'm going to really get to the next level, like really challenge myself, I need somebody to be like, no, do one more. No, this is not what you're supposed to be eating, girl. Like, I need accountability, as the girlies say. I had tried this same program last year. I only did one class, and I was like, I didn't take it seriously, but also I didn't take it seriously. And I, at the time, had put so much pressure on myself. Like, oh, you don't have a good form. You don't know what you're doing. The reality is that, one, I wasn't teachable. Number two, I felt like I had to know how to do this thing. And it's like, no. I felt like I had to prove a point, that I've been in the gym a long time. I'm just trying to go to the next level. So I thank God for how far He's brought me. And I'm glad that I have a mentality shift, because it's just made the process easier. I'm also working on like exposure therapy, as the girlies say. Like, we're doing exposure therapy. So it's a room full of people, like being around people that I don't know and being able to make small talk and stuff is something that I really worked on. But I'm the kind of person, when I walk up to someone, we're talking about life experiences, like trauma, political, like, you know, the world systems and stuff. So learning small talk has been good through this and a few other stuff that I've been going out and doing. Anyway, I say all this to say, I'm taking life seriously with the help of the Holy Spirit, with the help of Jesus. It's so funny. I have to send pictures of what I ate to my trainer. And I'm like, this is so funny. It's funny in the sense of like, this is what accountability looks like. Because initially I'm like, oh, I'm just going to not take a picture of this and not take a picture of that. because of being afraid of being judged. But I'm going to send her what I'm eating today, what I've eaten so far, and it's going to be great. All right, beautiful friends. Went to church and then went to Hara's Cafe to get some work done. I want to remind you of what I spoke about earlier in the video. Think about the protective measures you've put in place for survival. Think about how survival mode has helped you in certain seasons and in other seasons has hindered you or hurt you. And what do you think you want to do differently? My suggestion, first and foremost, is surrender it to God. Okay? And also, yes, my other name is Ifi, in case you saw that on the coffee cup. That's my Igbo name. Bye for now.